Hello and welcome to Gunning to Old Trafford with Ibi and Shady. And as you can see, I've got a massive smile on my face because this is one of the best segments for me personally. I love this segment, past and present segment, because it allows fans to not only know who the players are and their favorites, but also know the players that built history for this club and who turned these clubs into legendary clubs, right?
Brilliant.
But before we get into that, Shady, do your thing.
Welcome, guys. Again, one of the most, like Ibrahim just said, excitement. I'm so excited to be part of this segment. Please, guys, don't forget to like, comment, hit that bell notification. And I must tell you guys, like Ibrahim said, he's smiling today because as I walked in the studio today, Ibrahim couldn't keep this away from me. And he told me who's his past and present players. And guys, let me be honest with you. You guys are going to enjoy it because I'm looking so forward to it. So Ibrahim, we're going to leave the best for last because he's got something awesome for you
And
guys.
this skit is in memory of the past
Awesome.
players, you know. So
Oh, man.
this
Today,
is the 99 Champions League final kit.
oh, guys, does it bring any
Brought in the treble, you know.
ideas?
Any English club, when they say you come to a table, you must throw it all out. Which English club can match what we did in 99?
Yeah, okay. Good.
Tassin, is that biased? Tassin, I'm never going to let you forget that comment. But anyway.
Okay, but guys, like I said, we're going to save the best for last. Ibrahim is excited. I'm excited. He's got a humdinger for us. But before we get started, Ibrahim, we're going to start with Arsenal.
Okay.
And
done.
I've got a short piece today.
And if you guys don't know, when Shady does a past and present, he likes to talk about a past player and then someone similar to that player in the current squad. And that's what I love about your linking of your past and present.
And today I got something as well. These players, even the stature is the same. I'm going for the past player, none other than Santiago Cazorla.
Oh, Santi
Right?
Cazorla, what a
Santi
player.
Cazorla, what a player. Brought in by Arsene Wenger in 2012. When he came into the team, not many people knew much of Santi Cazorla. But when he left as one of the greatest signings of the Arsene Wenger history, and he left Arsenal as one of the stalwarts and part of the Arsenal DNA, and has promised the Arsenal fans to be back in the future as a coach.
Oh, brilliant.
So
And he
part
played
of
for
the
Villarreal under Emery, right?
for Villarreal and Emery
They beat Manchester United as well.
had a terrible injury where they had to take some skin graft from his hand onto his ankle. But Ibrahim, when you talk of football artistry, you speak of Santi Cazorla. He could kick with both feet. He was majestic. He was a magician on the field. You know, he could play on the right wing, the left wing. He could play as a center attacking midfield. He could play as a deep lying playmaker. And my present player somehow mirrors him in Fabio Viera.
Okay.
We don't know much of Fabio
Don't know much
Viera,
about Viera.
but Fabio Viera fits this well because Santi Cazorla, understand guys, in 2012-2013 season, when we lost Robin van Persie, we even lost Alex Song to Barcelona. And this was a small little revolution where Arsene Wenger brought in Podolski, Giroud at that time. And we needed a maestro in the center of the park. And Santi Cazorla was majestic. He was a small little maestro, conductor, magician. And I mean, when the ball is at his feet, it's just magic. So Fabio Viera also, guys, understand that from Portugal, played for Porto, won in 2021 the UEFA Under-21 Championship. Ibrahim, he was named the player of the tournament.
He looks like a really good player,
No,
right?
he looks amazing. And what I do like about him, like we said earlier on, is that like Santi Cazorla could play as a deep lying playmaker, or he can play just behind the striker as well. So a lot of versatility, and also a player which oozes what Mikel Arteta wants to bring to the team. You know, so not so much about Fabio Viera, a star for the future. And Ibrahim, what I'm going to do and what we also need to do is maybe on our YouTube channel, guys, especially you younger guys, please look at the way Santi Cazorla played. He played with a smile on his face. He played with no pressure. He played because he simply loved the game.
100%.
So that's my past and present. Santiago Cazorla. Cazorla. What a player. Love you to bits, my man. Real magical, little magician, little maestro.
His unveiling when he went to Viera.
Oh, yeah.
It was in like a tube and like magic. And he appeared. It was amazing.
Beautiful. So he's definitely a magician. Love you. Love you, Santi Cazorla. Fabio Viera, hope you can really step up to those boots. Step into his place. I mean, you're really doing well. I think next year you'll see a bit more from Fabio Viera.
And I like that Arteta is bringing him slowly into the fold, which can only be good for him.
100%.
Right?
And if you guys missed out our preview for the Europa, again now against Zurich in the week, you guys would see a little bit more of Fabio Viera and you'll understand what I'm trying to tell you guys in a very similar player to Santi Cazorla. So, Ibrahim, that's my past and present. I'm going to now leave you in the beautiful, capable hands. And I'm excited because, guys, as you guys
building
know,
it up too much.
sometimes I just look at Ibrahim and I look at him and I listen to him in awe. And today is one of those nights, guys, because today he's bringing out the big boys, So I'm chilling with the big boys. So Ibrahim, take it away, please. Take it away.
You know that song you like to bamba?
Chill with the big, oh, what a song, man! Today with the big boys. So brilliant, Ibrahim.
So I'm going to
surprise us.
I'm going to start with my present player because I think that will set the scene. And my past player requires a bit of a showing, right? So my present player. He is a 25-year-old who's got his 100th goal for Manchester United recently and has knocked over 300 appearances already for the club. You keep talking about the Hale end from an Arsenal perspective, but this boy has come through our youth from being a small lighty playing for the United juniors and then moved into, a little bit more of the senior teams and then getting into the first team. I'm talking about none other than Marcus Rashford.
Can I say it?
You
mean Mfanas?
Mfanas.
The real,
the original star
boy. Mfanas. Oh, what a player! And only 25.
Only 25.
Marcus Rashford's only 25.
He feels like he's been on the scene for years.
He's been here for years, man. I would never think that.
Exactly. I mean, he got his chance in the 2015-2016 season because of an injury crisis that Manchester United were going through. And Louis van Gaal gave him his opportunity in the Europa League round of 32 game against Midtjylland.
Wow.
And he scored a brace in that game, taking United to a 5-1 win.
Are you serious?
That gave him, the creed to be able to play in the next Premier League game. It was none other than against Arsenal.
And he scored.
And in his debut for Manchester United in the Premier League, Rashford scored as well. So, a clinical striker from day one. All-round attacker, and I think he just brings a lot of flair and a lot of energy to this Manchester United team. On his debut for England as well, he scored on his debut. So he likes playing on the biggest scenes. And
Ibrahim also represented England from a youth level right up to the England first team.
100%.
So brilliant, man.
So his most fruitful season for United so far has been the 2019-2020 season, where he scored 22 goals. And between him, Martial and Greenwood, they had a really good chemistry going. I think this was the COVID season.
Yes.
Coming to the end of the COVID season, and the teams really, really performed. The players really performed well together. He's committed to this club because he loves Manchester United. And for the last 2 years, he's been playing through a massive back injury, which he got sorted out in the summer after the Euros. And I think that has contributed to some of that off-field problems that he's had. And now that you see under Ten Hag, he's really flourishing,
No, he's doing amazing.
Beyond the pitch, Rashford is not only a good player on the pitch, but he's a good person.
Oh, yes.
He's doing a lot.
Yes.
He's doing a lot to fight racism. He actually went against the UK government during COVID to make sure that school-going children had meals. So he's fighting poverty and homelessness. And because of all of that efforts, he was awarded a member of the British Empire, MBE, in 2020. So for a youngster in football, he's doing really, really good stuff.
Brilliant,
and to all you haters who keep saying, Rashford shouldn't be doing that and should be focusing on his day job, take a walk. Because this boy is showing that footballers don't only have to be these untouchables, they can be down-to-earth people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis as well.
Big up.
Like I said earlier, he completed, his 100th goal. But on top of that, he's made 318 appearances for Manchester United as a 25-year-old. And I think if he stays on, PSG were after him in the summer. But I think, he will stay on. His contract ends, but there is an option to extend. And I think he will sign that extension because he's enjoying life under Ten Hag. And I see Rashford, if he stays fit, and stays at United till, later into his career, he should clock over 600-700 appearances for Manchester United.
Crazy.
For England, at his age, 46 appearances already. And he could get his 50th appearance during the World Cup.
Those numbers are crazy.
If Southgate doesn't take him to the World Cup or doesn't play him, he'll be sleeping.
But I don't think he can, Ibrahim. I mean, he's been rocking, man. I mean, Rashford's running. Amazing.
But you never know what Southgate.
Yeah, Gareth.
Like I said, a 7-year-old started at Manchester United and played throughout. Just some of his honours, before I jump into my past players, he was awarded the Jimmy Murphy Young Player of the Year in 2015-2016. So his first senior year, and he was awarded Young Player of the Year. He got multiple, Premier League Player of the Month awards, Goal of the Month awards, etc. He won the PFA Merit Award in 2020 for all of the work that he's doing. The FIFA Foundation Award in 2020. Guardian Football of the Year in 2020. And on top of that, I think special ones have been, the member of the British Empire, the MBE that we spoke about. Campaigner of the Year by GQ in 2020. And he's been offered or honoured with an honorary degree from the University of Manchester.
And you say there's doubters?
There's doubters.
How can they be? Guys, this guy here has achieved not only on the soccer field, but as a humanitarian as well.
100%.
Big up Marcus Rashford, Mfanas.
And apart from that, he's also been successful with Manchester United in winning silverware. He was part of the team that won the FA Cup. He was part of the team that won the Europa League. And hopefully this can continue long into his career where he's actually challenging for league titles, etc.
Wow.
So that's my present player.
Wow.
I know Marcus gets a lot of stick and a lot of players, people, because of the form he had last season, give him a lot of stick. But lay off a bit. This boy, Infanas, do really well. And I have all the faith that he'll come good for Manchester United.
And he's only 25 years old, guys.
This is the prime of his career, the next 5-6 years.
Man.
So big up to Marcus.
Well done, Ibrahim.
And I just like to see him grow from strength to strength.
Brilliant.
And I'm going to keep my... the theme a bit of the same, and my next players are going to be attacking players as well.
Ooh.
Rashford is not an out-and-out striker, but the next, my past player, and I can't talk about them as individuals, unfortunately. These guys, you have to talk about them as a pair, because they were fantastic as a pair and brought on a lot of success for Manchester United. And I'm talking about none other than Andy Cole and Dwight Yorke.
Salute.
Andy Cole and Dwight Yorke are
scared rival fans. Exactly. They scared you.
And they often overlooked when it comes to that striker discussions because we had the likes of Robert van Persie, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Wayne Rooney, Eric Cantona. We had these big name Mark Hughes and stuff. But Andy Cole and Dwight Yorke, in my opinion, are up there with the best strikers, some of the best strikers that ever played for Manchester United. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of history about them individually. Brilliant. And then talk about them combined and then just talk about the accolades they won together and the honors that they have as individuals. Right?
Wow, I can't wait, guys.
So just bear with me if I run on a little bit.
Go for it.
Andy Cole was born in Nottingham. Big up Liverpool. Nottingham.
Oh, wow.
Born to a Jamaican family, so an immigrant family that came from Jamaica and settled in the UK.
Sorry, I'm not going to trouble you next. Dwight Yorke is also from Trinidad and
Tobago.
Am I right? And he played for Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, he was born and bred in Trinidad.
Wow.
Whereas Andy Cole's family migrated to the UK, He was born in the UK, and obviously a UK citizen,
Oh,
but he has links
Sheriff.
going back to Jamaica, you know.
Oh, Bob Marley and the boys.
Exactly. And if you don't know, and I know we had a poll earlier, but I mean a bit of a quiz a couple of months ago, but Andy Cole joined Arsenal's youth setup,
Yes, that's the truth.
signed his pro contract with Arsenal, and played one senior game for Arsenal first team. But obviously there was a lot of players that he was up against, like the likes of Ian Wright, etc. It was tough for him to find his ground. He was then sent out on loan to a couple of teams, but eventually permanently signed for Newcastle at 22 years old. And he helped them gain promotion to the Premier League. So when he joined Newcastle, they were in the Championship.
I bet you guys didn't know that because I didn't. Well said, Ibrahim.
So he helped them win promotion. Won the Golden Boot in his first season at Newcastle, 93-94 season. Scored 34 goals and got 13 assists. Until today, I think that's the most goals scored in a Premier League season, joint with Alan Shearer. Shearer did it in a 38-game season. Andy Cole did it in a 42-game season, because then there were 22 teams in the league, not 20. So they played a little bit more games, but still 34 goals. In his next couple of seasons, he failed to show his potential, only scored 9 goals, and that led to a fallout with Kevin Keegan. And that put Sir Alex Ferguson on high alert, and he was sold to Manchester United in the January of the 95 season. So mid-season, he was sold to Manchester United. Didn't have a great start to his life at Manchester United. You know, he had some goals here and there, and was actually used as bait to try and lure Alan Shearer to Manchester United. So United offered for Shearer and added Andy Cole as a player swap, but that deal fell through. And the season before the treble, 97-98 season, scored 15 goals. He had a bit of a bad relationship with Teddy Sheringham, and I think that didn't help him in getting his performances up. So before I go into what he's done, I'm going to now jump into Dwight Yorke, if you allow.
Go.
Yeah?
Yes.
Born in Tobago, like you said, born to a really poor family, but a family that was really sports focused. His sister was a netball player. His brother represented, Trinidad and Tobago as well. And do you know how he was spotted?
No.
He left school. He was a schoolboy. Left school to help Trinidad and Tobago try and qualify for the 1990 World Cup. And in the lead up to that, he played a friendly against the USA for Tobago versus the USA. And Aston Villa were touring the West Indies at that time, and decided to go and watch this match. And at this match, the Aston Villa coach saw this young Dwight Yorke and snapped him up and took him for a trial to Aston Villa. So that's, he did well on his trial, and then eventually signed for Villa his first professional contract in football. Started off as a right wing, but didn't do really, really well. And a couple of seasons in, Villa decided to move him into that central striking position, and that's where he now fulfilled his potential.
Very nappy,
and got onto the radar of many clubs, not only Manchester United, but other clubs. In 98, Sir Alex Ferguson was looking to bolster, because Cantona surprised them with his retirement and stuff. So he was looking to bolster his striking options, and he was looking for Gabriel Batistuta or Patrick Kluivert. Those deals didn't materialize, and Ferguson then snapped up Dwight Yorke, which was amazing. And Villa told Ferguson at the time, the board of Villa told Ferguson, we'll allow you to buy Yorke only if you send Cole the other way. Ferguson dug his heels in. And they then joined and started playing as a partnership. So together, Andy Cole helped Dwight Yorke settle in Manchester, and they became a really formidable partnership, not on the field, but also off the field. They had a really complementary skill set, very similar in certain areas, but where Yorke was more a dribbler and quick on his feet, Andy Cole was a bit more direct and a shooter. Really good finisher. Both scored in their debut partnership. It was a 3-1 win. Yorke got 2, Andy Cole got 1. And their best performance that season, the 98, 98, 99 season, was against Barcelona in the group stages where they drew 3-3 with Barcelona. Yorke scored 2, but Andy Cole scored the blinder at the end of that game. That season obviously led United to their treble, which has not been matched by any English club to date. And they were really, influential in their team. So just some accolades
Absolutely
to talk.
brilliant.
So just some accolades. Obviously, they were influential in getting the treble for Manchester United. And if you don't know what the treble is, it's winning the FA Cup, the Premier League, and the Champions League in the same season. And to date, no team has done it. Liverpool complained last season that they got to all of the finals and had the potential to do it,
but they didn't get a treble.
So,
They didn't get a treble.
You were the bridesmaid, never the bride. So, sorry about that, yeah.
Love it.
In that season, they scored 53 goals between the two of them. 35,
5-3.
5-3. 35 in the Premier League and the rest in all competitions. In the Premier League, Andy Cole scored 17 goals and Dwight Yorke scored 18. So you could see how close they were.
Very, yeah.
Yorke won the Golden Boot that season and was Player of the Season. He won the Golden Boot in the Champions League as well as the Premier League and was voted Player of the Season for within the Premier League. The next season, the season after, they scored 45 goals. But then started, dwindling.
Yeah.
They both left United, not at the same time. Yorke left, Cole left first, and then Yorke left half a season after. They both ended up at Blackburn Rovers.
Together.
Where they scored 37 and 19 goals respectively, at their time at Blackburn Rovers. They then moved separately in 2004, going into separate paths in their footballing journey. But again, reunited, towards the end of their career at Sunderland, playing under none other than Roy Keane as their manager.
Man!
So, just some
history, guys.
And I'm going to end this because I don't want to take too long to talk about it, but just to talk about some of the honours. And just shows you the type of players they were, not only as a team, but individually as well. Andy Cole won the Golden Boot, not with Manchester United, but at his time at Newcastle. Won the Golden Boot, won UEFA Champions League, 5 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups, 1 League Cup, an Intercontinental Cup. United took part in the Intercontinental Championship, 4 Charity Shields, and 1 League One Championship. So with Newcastle,
these guys are very underrated. These are giants.
Giants, underrated.
These are giants.
People sleep on them, but these guys are, like I said, for me, couple of the best strikers that ever played for Manchester United. And really brought on that invincibility to Manchester United and fear, like you said, to rival fans, because they were unmatched as a striking partnership. And in those days, they often played with the 2 up front. Nowadays, you don't see it much.
You don't,
But back in the day, they played with 2, and these guys were complementary. Dwight Yorke, like I said, EPL Golden Boot, Champions League Golden Boot, 1 UEFA Champions League.
These numbers are staggering.
3 Premier Leagues, 1 FA Cup, 2 League Cups, 1 Australian Championship. He went to Australia, won the championship there. 1 Intercontinental Cup, and as well won a League One Championship. I think it was at Sunderland. It might have been at Sunderland.
Wow.
So, amazing from a goal scoring perspective. Amazing from the influence they had on Sir Alex Ferguson's teams. But also the titles to match all of those performances. And this is what you call a dominance.
Wow, guys.
Liverpool fans. Not 5 years where you come out with 1 Premier League title and 1 Champions League title.
So this is dominating.
You need to be winning titles after titles and showing your class and your regal. How do you say it? Your
finesse, not your finesse, your
caliber.
Your caliber.
The type of players that you are. So giants of giants, and I think it was only fair that I compare Marcus Rashford to these guys, because I think if Rashford continues his career at United, he could end up with similar accolades towards the end of his career.
Ibrahim totally knocked it off the park. Wow. Now, guys, remember, especially you young, aspiring footballers, and we talk about it a lot, Ibrahim. 100%. We want you guys to understand that, like we say, this channel is by the fans, for the fans. And there's so much education and there's so much of research that's going through here. You guys want to see a great partnership. And we said, not legends, these are giants. You want to see a great partnership. Get into YouTube, subscribe, go and watch Dwight Yorke and Andy Cole. This was like a Bebeto or a Mario. This was like Iron Man and Captain America. Not even like, and I'm not even going to say Batman and Robin. It's not Batman and Robin because they were both
at the same level
as equals. A Captain America,
Batman and
Iron Man,
Superman.
Batman and Superman. You can't even say Batman and Robin because
100%.
they were both on top of the game. But Ibrahim, that was absolutely amazing.
I love this.
Thank you again so much. And wow, again, you've touched my heart again because I remember what these guys used to do. I remember Andy Cole, and I remember when they used to wear this.
I mean, this one here was amazing, right? And I mean, Yorke also played with the collar up.
Yes.
No, not only Eric Kentner,
there we go.
but Yorke did it as well. So I'll do that in honor of
Did you see what I did for you
Yorke.
on Instagram today?
No, I
We
wasn't really on Insta,
we posted the game where the Ryan gives it.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
Only for Ibrahim, but wow, Dwight Yorke, you're right, Dwight Yorke, it's so much of style. So much of style.
So those are
those
are my past and present, Abdul's past and present.
Wow,
and
guys.
as usual, if you want to show us support and love, share our content, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and drop us your comments and let us know what you think about our past and present segment today. And with that, as usual, Abdul, we are Guarding to Old Trafford.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.